What's going on, boys? Welcome back to the 2xPodcast. I'm David.
I'm Connor.
And guys, we know it's been a long time. You know, life is life and schedules are scheduling. Just trying to get through this first year of college. But it's great to see all you guys again. Bringing this podcast, I think the first thing we have to talk about the tragedy of the passing of 24-year-old Kyron Lacey, LLK2. You know, we're not going to speak on the logistics of like the trial that was coming up and what happened, but just horrible to see. Unfortunate.
I just guess like the big part about all this after a day of thinking about it, a lot of people are. It was definitely a mental health type of thing from what was being told. His father came out on social media and said, you know, like speak to your sons, speak to your daughters, speak to everyone. If people they need somebody in your life is going to need someone to talk to. Reach out to your loved ones. Reach out to people. You don't know when it could be the last time you talk to them. You know, a lot of people are grieving right now, and it's pretty bad right now. But you know, it'll get better. And the best thing is just regroup after, and instead of talking about the negatives that happened, we'll talk about the positives.
Yeah.
And talk about the light that shined with him in this world. And when he was here, he was a great football player. From what I know, he was a great human being.
You have personal experience with him working on the football team.
I've talked to him a couple times. I do equipment for LSU football. But, you know, he was a great dude. And just rest in peace, man. It's unfortunate, but there's nothing you can do about it now.
Tragic to see somebody with that much talent and that much influence on the community, especially not just LSU, but like young people, just football in general, right? He was supposed to be the next wave of LSU receiver coming into the league, but I mean, just unfortunate to see it happen.
It is, but like I said, we got to. Yeah. In life, you got to move on with these type of things. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Talk about the next topic.
I say moving on from Kyron Lacey. Obviously, you know he's a college football receiver. There's been a lot of things going on with college football, although it's the dead period for it. Obviously, spring football has ended. But one of the big.
I will say. The 16th, this month, April 16th, is when the transfer portal opens again, and that's where we're going to talk about the big story with college football right now.
Biggest story in college football up to this point has been Nico Amayalava. I don't know if I'm saying his last name right, but the Tennessee quarterback, freshman, acting like he's the Tom Brady of college football, holding out, trying to get more NIL money out of Tennessee. Tennessee saying basically they're not going to pay you, right? So what do you think about that?
I don't know, like the whole. So for me to think about it, there's obviously something else that no one's talking about on why he wanted that much money. Like, from what I heard, it's like a family thing. Like the family like urged him to go talk to Tennessee and get more money. Mm-hmm. So from what I think probably happened is he probably like wasted a lot of his money. Yeah. And his family was like, well, you're going to have to go get more money. And he probably was like, I'm going to go try to convince Tennessee to give me $2 to $4 more million a year. And obviously they were like, no, we're not going to do that. You're not. Obviously, you had a pretty good to mediocre freshman season, got them to the playoffs, but they lost some pretty tough games to some unranked opponents. Yeah. And then, I don't know. I mean. And
then obviously lost in the playoffs.
Yeah. What the head coach, Josh Heupel, said, I saw this on ESPN, the sources from ESPN. He was in an interview after it happened, and he said, like, there's no football player bigger than the T, which is like Tennessee, bigger than the team. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was a pretty bold thing to say, which is pretty honest. Like, I don't. If you're the type of player that just thinks you're above the program and you need to be taking money away from other players, like that's what NIL is. Yeah. If you're asking for more money, you're taking money from other players because it's a salary. Like. The team is based on money. Yeah. They get the same money. So just thinking about like that, if a quarterback who hasn't even really proven himself is coming into the coach's office saying, I want this much money, obviously he's not bigger than the program. They're not going to take money away from other players and give it to him automatically because he hasn't really proven himself. Exactly. It's just kind of a jerk thing to do. Yeah. I don't know.
I understand in his position he's the future of the program. Yeah. But at the same time, like, as he's coming in, like you said, he hasn't really proven himself anywhere. Mm-hmm. He's not like his it's not like his freshman season. He was like supposed to be the next great quarterback from.
I mean, he was 5-star, like top 3 quarterback in his rankings,
high school class.
But that still doesn't give you the right to just go up in there and it's not the NFL.
Right.
I've never seen a college holdout before for a contract.
Yeah.
And I think what's happening with college football is just players think they're more entitled to what they really want and to what they want compared to what they really need.
Yeah.
And that's going to put a major factor into college football. In my opinion, like, he did that to himself. Mm-hmm. He did that to himself. He just acted cocky and arrogant, and that's what's going to get you. I mean, I don't know where he's going to go. I heard North Carolina, but then I also heard that Bill Belichick wouldn't want to put up with that, which is respectable. I don't think they want that. I did see
I saw Tulane.
I saw USC, which I could see happening.
Possibly.
I saw UCLA, and I saw a couple other schools, like Florida State. I don't know.
But none of the programs that are looking at him
are better than Tennessee.
Better than Tennessee, bigger than Tennessee,
and they in the long run, if this really happens the way it happens, and he doesn't want it to go like this way, he's not going to get the money he wanted, and he's going to go to a smaller school, and that's just going to be the price he pays, and that's what's going to he put himself in that situation.
And the worst part is the smaller school isn't going to give him that much money either because the small school doesn't have that much money.
No.
But moving on from Nico,
we'll talk about spring football.
Yeah, talk about spring football. Obviously, just ended.
Yeah. There's a lot to talk about, not a lot at the same time. It's kind of blunt. LSU had their spring. It wasn't a spring game. It was like a spring practice scrimmage. I heard some pretty good stuff. Not to get into any detail, but I heard the offense was improved very well. The new transfer portal weapons like Barry Brown, Nick Anderson, Aaron Anderson's coming back. Chris Hilton's coming back. We got a loaded running back room.
Yep.
Caden Durham's back. Got a 5-star freshman Harlan Berry. We got a lot of weapons on the offense. That offensive line is new too. Some returning people and then some transport people. I think we'll be pretty good on offense. And then I also heard that the defense is good. That it's a lot drastically better.
I think we filled in a lot of the positions that we needed to.
And we got corner.
Yep.
And
Mansour Delane.
Your boy from Virginia Tech, the highest rated cornerback in transportal. I mean, I'm personally, as an LSU student, you probably feel the same way. I'm excited for next football season.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
As much as, prior episodes, I might have dogged on LSU or, I mean, it's the same way, if I dog on a sports team, I'll dog on the Ravens. I'm from Baltimore, but, at the end of the day, I'm always excited, if I had to bet money right now, I think the LSU is going to be one of the top teams coming out of the SEC. I feel like they've improved the most out of any
Texas, LSU.
But
someone up there, yeah.
Moving on to some more controversy in college football, we see Colorado Buffaloes are retiring the number 2 and the number 12 in honor of Shador and Travis Hunter. Me personally, as not necessarily a Colorado fan, but a Shador, Travis, Dion fan, I like what they're doing with the program, and just getting guys their money that they deserve. I don't like the move. I just don't like it. I don't think they deserved it necessarily because they didn't do anything to win. I mean, Did they bring the program massive attention? Yes. Did they bring massive sales? Yes. Did they do everything numbers-wise? Yes. But at the end of the day, football, it comes to winning, right? It comes to winning games.
Yeah.
And to get your number retired, right? We look at every other sport. To get your number retired, you have to win games. You have to be elite at what you do.
They never won a bowl game.
Didn't win a bowl game.
They never went to the playoffs.
Yeah.
They never won anything. They never won a conference championship.
Now, don't take it for granted. Now, they did turn the program around and they did all that,
but I think they had one winning season, and it was only a winning season by 2 games.
But if we do look back before Dion got there, they were 1-10.
But so I know, but
we're not saying this to take away from what Dion did.
Yeah, okay, I respect that. But if you think about it from another perspective, they're retiring. This might sound crazy and kind of, I don't know, out of pocket. They're retiring mid-level seasons, mid-level. They didn't win.
Look,
I can understand Trav as a Heisman winner, but Burrow never got his number retired.
Well, we're also looking at it
JD never got his number retired. A lot of people haven't.
What I'm saying is we're also looking at this from standpoint of program.
Yeah,
right?
but
so when we look at LSU as a program, if we look at whose jersey should be retired, there's a long list.
Yeah.
Versus Colorado, like literally when we look back at their history, it might only be like the greatest players to ever come out of Colorado might genuinely be Shador and Travis Hunter.
yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
Do I think it was too early for them to retire him? Yes.
They're not even in the league
They
yet.
should have been drafted. They should have at least had maybe 5 seasons under their belt. See
Yes.
if they did.
Yes.
Then we can talk about retiring the number instantaneously.
And then think about it too.
Is a problem. Yeah.
They should have waited until Colorado was a contender, like to win their conference championship.
Yeah.
Dion, like I respect him. He's a good recruiter. He's a good showman.
He's a good coach.
He's a good coach, but he is not shown to be a good winner except for Jackson State.
I mean, I can see what you're saying, but
I just think it's too soon.
what I can say is Dion got the keys to Colorado, the program,
Yeah.
and he did the most what he could with the keys at the time.
Okay, but here's my thing.
Right.
If you're a coach in a school, what are the things that you look in a player when you retire the number?
Well, obviously, you look at impact on the program,
Success.
I mean, I think those are the two big things. You look at a player's success,
Team
you look
success, too.
You look at player success, you look at team success, and you look at impact on the program. I think those are the
Impact
three
on the
big
player,
ones.
impact on the team, leadership.
I think those. I wouldn't necessarily say leadership. What I can say is,
Well,
the
if you get
reason
your
why I say
number
that-
retired, you have to be a leader.
Well, yeah. What I'm saying is impact on the program.
Yeah.
Impact on the team. Or when I say program, I mean program and the college, right?
Mm-hmm.
In general, impact on the team, right? So that can be like team success, and then obviously your personal like accolades.
Yeah.
Right. So obviously Travis is the only Heisman winner in Colorado's history.
Yeah.
So I can
No.
see. Is he not?
No.
There was one earlier.
Yeah, there was a
Excuse
running
me.
back.
Excuse me, but he's one of two, right? In the modern football era, he's the only, right? And then we see Shador might be the greatest quarterback that Colorado had. This is why we say might have.
Yeah.
Versus Travis, while we say can see Travis in the future because he has that solidified. I am a Heisman winner.
Like I said, I hear you, but like, I just don't think it's time. I don't think it's the right move. I think it's more of like like the hype's now. Let's just do it now.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Yeah, it was 100%. I feel like they felt pressure.
Yeah.
Because they knew that those were necessarily the two greatest athletes that they were going to have for a long time. Preferably be like the start of the Dion era to the end of the Dion era. We're still going to be saying those two names as possibly the greatest people to come into Colorado. And when Dion leaves, like they can still be the two names that we are saying at the end of this.
Yeah.
Right. But again, if they'd have waited a couple more years, they got drafted and
Because
had some success in the league, then we can see.
another thing that we didn't talk about is legacy. I don't really
Legacy?
think they had a much of a legacy at Colorado besides the Heisman. And I mean, Shador had a pretty decent season, but they didn't win. So
Right. Did Shador win the quarterback award?
yeah, but
Well, again, I'm just speaking on like accolades, like personal stuff. So, again, I can see a case for both of them later down the line.
yeah.
But just it being this year, I think was the controversy behind it.
All right.
Sticking with football, but moving over into the NFL. Obviously, we see the NFL draft is coming up.
Yep.
Right, one of the biggest event of the offseason.
Yep.
Who do you think is going first?
I mean, we've talked about this. I've gone into detail about the draft.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things. Obviously, here's a plug. Go check out our Instagram. We post about videos getting dropped and other news and stuff like that.
Check the description in the video.
Yep. I do a weekly mock draft leading up to the NFL draft. And from what I can hear for the last month and a half, 2 months, from sources like Mel Kiper at ESPN and other ESPN sources and like CBS Sports, Fox Sports, sources like that, they have Cam Ward going number one.
Cam
It's at
Ward to the
Tennessee.
Titans.
It's Tennessee. I believe it. I stick to it. I say it. They need a quarterback. They have the weapons. From what I see, they in not a loaded division. Colts aren't that great anymore. Jags are kind of on the down low. Texans, great team, but
Texans are going to win that division now.
But I mean, Tennessee could get a wild card. You know what I mean? Like they could get.
I don't think in Cam Ward's first year if he goes there.
But I do like that a lot. Who do you think's going number 2 to the Browns?
Number 2 to the Browns.
See what I've seen the last month and a half, like I said, from sources like ESPN, blah 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 blah, Fox Sports. They said Shador too. He's had horrible impressions at team meetings. Like from what I heard.
Yeah.
I saw it like on Instagram, like stuff like I'll get into that.
He's been labeled as
arrogant,
cocky. Which I mean, that isn't the worst thing to have in a quarterback.
But you're not even drafted in the league yet. You gotta have like a stand up like leadership attitude, and he's just kind of the opposite of that. He's like, give me the ball and I'll show you like what to do. Like that's not a good first impression. I mean, on teams.
I think that's. I want to say no fault of his own. He's kind of been raised in that environment. Like his father is Deion Sanders. His father is Prime Time, and Prime Time was the like put me in that punt return, kick return, receiver. Like I'll show you what I can do. So
I don't know,
but I honestly I can see Abdul Carter going too if they want to make that D line just
him and Myles Garrett
treacherous. If they want to make that D line, I mean, horrible in the AFC North. Go ahead.
That would be great. But I wouldn't be mad with Travis Hunter as well.
Yeah.
And then later down the line, go draft someone like Milroe or somebody like that, or maybe trade up for Jackson Dart. He's been getting a lot of praise lately. Yeah. They had him going second to third round. Now they think he's gonna be a first rounder.
Yeah.
And
I think he was always gonna be late first, early second.
Yeah,
definitely.
We both saw him play in Tiger Stadium. They lost that game.
I can't even see like his performance in Tiger Stadium wasn't the greatest because obviously Death Valley is one of the hardest places to play.
He still played pretty good,
but yes, he played great. And then even then, in a lot of the women's games, he was just electric when he was on the field.
He led the nation in passing for like 8 weeks straight.
I mean, he was a Heisman candidate, like seriously, before he got hurt.
Yeah.
So
he didn't get hurt. He just kind of fell off a little bit. But I mean, that happens in college football. But yeah,
that's my fault.
to me, I think the best thing that the Browns should do is take best available, either Shador. No, not Shador. My bad. Shador's gonna go down. Like I said, he's gonna go down.
He's probably gonna fall to 6 to the Raiders, but that's no problem.
Either Trav or Abdul Carter. It depends on who they want more. To me, I think Abdul Carter is probably a better choice. He's more safe, but he has in the news. He has been. People are saying faking and complaining about injuries because he just really wants to be an Eagle. He really wants to be an Eagle.
That's fair. I'd want to win too.
But yeah, and then
number three. Who do we think is number 3?
It's the Giants.
The Giants. Well, they're not taking Shador. Now they signed both Jameis and Russell Wilson.
Yeah, and then they got Tommy DeVito.
And Tommy Cutlet. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But, so not going
like
QB.
I said,
I think they go Trav. If
Trav or
whoever the
Carter.
Browns don't take between Abdul or Trav, they're probably going to take.
Yeah.
Unless they just be complete idiots and trade down, which they shouldn't.
Or
it is the New York Giants.
Or they just do the stupidest thing ever and just draft Shador.
Yeah.
And then have 3 quarters. That's a very New York Giants thing to do.
Or take Jackson Dart because they don't like black quarterbacks. But that's a whole other argument.
Yeah.
But I mean, or at least drafting them. They'll trade for them all day long, but they won't draft them.
We'll do top 5.
Yeah, I was about to say. And then
the Jets. The Jets have 4. Or
the Jets got Justin Fields over the offseason, correct?
No, my bad. Number 4 is the Patriots.
The Pats. So they're definitely not taking Shador. So he continues to fall. I think they probably go Will Campbell. I think Will Campbell's definitely the first O-lineman off the board.
Or Armin Mimbo.
Yeah.
He's the guy from the tackle from Missouri. He's like 6'6".
Yeah,
like, he's good.
He's a dog.
A lot of people have him projected there. A lot of people do.
But I think Pats definitely go O-line there. I don't see a reason for them not to. Unless they want to go like corner route or something, if they want to pair Christian Gonzalez with somebody. But I think the only thing that they do there is really go Will Campbell or the guy from Mizzou.
What I've seen a little bit, and this is kind of crazy, but bear with me.
I've
seen people talk about Patriots maybe either getting McMillan
McMillan.
Tedroy McMillan or Ashton Genty. So I don't know.
I don't think that they would take a running back that high, even though that would be crazy.
Who the running back is?
Well, Rashad Stevenson or Ramondre
Stevenson. But I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. He had an off year last year.
Yeah.
But that would be crazy.
Yeah.
But I do think that they do the smart
probably
thing.
just
They go
pick
Will Campbell.
best, like I said, best available, best position, what they
Yeah.
need. And then fifth and final pick for what we're doing right now is the Jaguars.
Yep.
And a lot of people have Mason Graham, the D lineman from Michigan, the
Yeah.
D tackle, going there. I think that's a pretty good pick. They have Trayvon Walker. They have a lot of other defensive talent on that team.
Or again, they go the offensive weapon route and get Tedroy if he falls.
Or Genty.
Yeah, or Genty.
Because imagine Travis Etienne and Genty, a little 1-2 punch.
Also, BTR and Tedroy.
Yeah.
That would be
Or
crazy.
They could get Tedroy, yeah.
So again, it just depends on like, do they want to fix their problems with the defense, or do they want to be like, you know what, screw it, Trevor Lawrence will take us back if we just give him another weapon. And then
I don't know.
Just for sake of fun, for the sixth pick is the Las Vegas Raiders, who I am a fan of, as well as the Ravens. Again, in all of these, we've been saying like if Shador falls, I think that this is the spot where Shador can no longer fall further. Right? I don't think there is a way
People
the Raiders
have him
miss.
going 9 to the Saints.
But at that point,
I don't know.
Why would the Raiders? I get that they signed Geno, but at the same time,
the Raiders want Genty real bad. I heard like Pete Carroll wants Genty because he played at Boise State, kind of like how Marshawn Lynch did
at Cal.
and that's kind of what Pete Carroll wants. He wants to coach.
I hear that, but at the same time, I think the Raiders can definitely trade up in the draft to go get Genty. But I feel like they took Geno Smith in the offseason because when you look at how Geno Smith played and how Shador Sanders plays, it's very similar. It's not mobile, but can escape the pocket if needs to, and also has an mid to elite tier arm strength.
I think he needs to go to a team, to a coach who is strict.
Well, Pete's strict
Because
he needs to be.
He needs to get. This might sound crazy. He needs to get like a little bit of reality check in the NFL because he's been coached by his dad for so long. He needs to get someone to.
I think that sitting behind someone like Geno Smith will be the reality check he needs to. But that's besides the fact. We're going to get off of the NFL draft and we're going to talk about.
Well, we'll talk about. I want to do this.
Go ahead.
We'll talk about 2 more picks. Obviously, I'm a Bengals fan.
Go ahead.
I think the Bengals. Well, I'll just do this quick. I think we're just going to draft an edge. I would like Mike Green from Marshall.
I was going to say, I think he's the sleeper of the draft.
But I would also make. Jalen Walker from Georgia is good. There's a couple other people that I would like. But I mean, in my opinion, my favorite prospect, but his draft stock's gone down, is James Pierce from Tennessee. He ran like the fastest 40 as an edge rusher. I don't know. I'd like him to be a Bengal, but I know a lot of people kind of dislike him because of stuff that's happened. Like he's just not. He was projected a top 4 pick or top 3 pick. Like last year before the draft or before the college season started, and he's kind of went down like a late first, early second round pick. But I mean, I wouldn't mind him at 17.
You know, honestly, that's kind of the same way I was feeling about the Michigan running back. I forget his name.
Donovan Edwards.
Donovan Edwards. He was projected to be one of the best players in college football before the season started. And I do think that he's still going to be good in the league. I think whatever team gets him, because it's going to be a later team, it's probably going to be a good team. So, you know, we're going to be able to see him actually, like, thrive behind a good O-line.
At 27, who do you think the Ravens are going to get? I've seen a lot of sources. Like, I just saw on Yahoo Sports a couple days ago, they have the Ravens drafting O-line just to boost the O-line up.
Yeah.
I would see that happening. But, I mean, they do kind of need some receiver help, I would say.
Oh, definitely.
Maybe somebody like Luther Burden from Missouri would be pretty good. Matthew Golden from Texas would be pretty good. I think anybody of that, like on that range, could be pretty good for the Ravens. But O-line would definitely be good because they need someone to fit the inside gap to block the inside gap for Derrick Henry. So
yeah, I can definitely see that. I can also see they go with the DB route, try to strengthen the DB core. So I think that there's a lot of good to decent DBs that are
Yeah.
going to be at that 27 spot.
Yeah.
But then also, there's a possible way that Genty slips to 27. I don't. So they could
No.
always. I don't know. It depends.
I
feel
just
like
think-
it truly does depend.
I don't know.
Because
There's always going to be there's going to be a running back there.
Yeah.
This is like we said this before. This is from what I know,
most stacked
the most stacked
class,
running back class that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But
I say there's still a way they possibly get Scad at 27.
Scatabo. I mean, but they have him like third, fourth round right now because he didn't really do well at his pro day in yeah. So,
But you can't test Scad's ability in a pro day,
I mean-
right? Because his biggest thing is being able to break tackle after tackle after tackle. But
Yeah.
besides, all right. So moving on from the NFL draft, we look forward to obviously the next big thing coming up in sports is the NBA playoffs. What we've all been sort of waiting for.
yeah.
I think really just go through, just rattle off the first thing. So I think that we see the play-in tournament obviously coming up first.
Yeah.
Let's start with
Grizzlies,
the West
Warriors.
Conference. Yep, Grizz Warriors.
Grizz Warriors. I think the Warriors take that.
Yeah.
Unless Ja has like a crazy game, which I could see happening.
Well, I think they're gonna switch Jimmy onto him, and then they're gonna have a back and forth. So
And then the next matchup is the Kings and the Mavericks. I just think the Mavericks got that, to be honest.
I think 80 is gonna go for 40.
80
40 and 15.
I know people don't like that trade. Like it's pretty like really bad on paper, but he hasn't been playing bad.
Yeah.
But that I mean they still lost the trade.
Yeah. But then we get Grizz Mavericks for the 8th seed, and then you get I got the Grizz winning that one. Because then you're able to switch on like JJJ and Edie onto Anthony Davis. You got big on big action, which is like I think the Kings lack. Even though Sabonis is big, he's a soft big.
Yeah.
So and then I just don't think that the Mavs have anyone to match up with Ja at all. Even if Kyrie was healthy, they just don't. So I think the Grizz take that and win over the 8th seed, which would then leave us with an OKC and Grizzly matchup.
I got OKC.
Yeah.
As a Thunder fan, we're healthy right now. We're looking like the best we've ever played.
Yeah.
We sat our starters, and the bench like is beating teams like nothing. So I don't know. I think we'll win that.
As a non-OKC fan and a SGA hater, because he free throw baits all day long. But yeah, y'all have that easily. I think that's either gentleman sweep or just a normal sweep, unless John Morant just decides to become Jesus in basketball in basketball shoes.
Next, we got Nuggets Clippers. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know to be
Not excited for the
completely
series.
fair.
Not excited.
James Harden has been playing very well.
Yeah.
Kawhi's been playing pretty solid.
Yeah.
But Jokic has been playing ball like he's been balling
Like he
out.
should win MVP.
Which since previous videos, as a sports fan, this happens a lot. Opinions change, and I think looking at it, SGA had a great season, but I do think Jokic deserves this MVP.
Yeah.
But it really just depends on how Jokic plays, because from what I've seen, like obviously they won a championship, but he's been known to be a little inconsistent in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So it just kind of depends. It's a toss up to me, but I think the Nuggets just have like a little bit more depth, and I think Jamal Murray's coming back from injury.
But I say, really, I think the biggest thing to me is how does Jamal Murray play, right? Does Jamal Murray
And Westbrook.
It's not even Westbrook, because when
He's the one who's been in for Murray though.
I know that, but I'm saying, like, when you look at the statistics, there's two people who rise in the playoffs more than anybody, and they're up there in like historically, and it's Jimmy Butler, which we'll talk about later when it comes to this Rockets and Warriors series.
Yeah.
And it's Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
And I think if Jamal Murray rises to the playoff level that he has in like these other playoff runs in the past, I think I won't say run through the Clippers. I think this is a series that goes to 6 or 7 if Kawhi stays healthy and Harden is still playing like out of his mind.
Yeah.
I think this is a 6 or 7 series, but
I don't know.
I still give it to the Nuggets either way.
Yeah. All right. Next we got
Lakers and Wolves.
Lakers Wolves. I don't really know, to be honest, either. This is kind of the same as the Nuggets and Clippers. I mean, from what I've seen, like the Lakers right now are pretty good. They're probably the best they've been all season. And another thing from what I've heard, I read a couple articles on ESPN and stuff like that. the Wolves are supposed to get pretty healthy pretty soon. Julius Randle, Ant's back. Rudy Gobert is there.
Right,
they got pretty good depth on the bench. I don't know.
Right.
I think it'll probably go to like 6 or 7 game series. But I don't know. You like LeBron. You watch LeBron. It's your opinion. This is my opinion. You can just say what you want to say.
Who's your favorite player?
What do you mean?
Who's your favorite player in the NBA? I'm just asking. Who's your favorite player in the NBA?
SGA?
SGA, PGA, USA.
Okay, no.
Lakers at 5. I don't even got to say nothing. LeBron, he's been playing great. Luke has been back to playing how he was on the Mavs. We had this discussion earlier on one of the other podcasts.
I respect that, but we don't know how they're going to play the playoffs.
The thing that I'm going to say is Timberwolves have not been looking good between who's going to be ball dominant between Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards. I feel like at this point
That's why I said I don't know.
I feel like at this point it's just my turn. It's like your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. They're not playing like a team. And also you still have DiVincenzo off the bench and he hasn't been looking that great like how he was on the Knicks.
Yeah.
So I got Lakers in 5 or 6.
And then we got the Rockets and the Warriors, right?
To me, this feels like youngins versus Unk. This is what it feels like.
And to me, this might sound crazy. I got the youngins.
I think they've been playing great.
In my opinion, between the Thunder, the Rockets, and I mean, you could throw in like the Clippers, or not the Clippers, the Celtics. Those 3 teams probably have the best depth in the league.
Yeah.
And not just in talent, but in young talent.
Yeah.
So I think the Rockets get it done, in my opinion. I mean, the Warriors do have a lot of depth too, but I just think the Rockets and they're the second seeds. They're at home the first 3 games. So I think it goes to the Rockets, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna disagree with you there. I think
Shout out to Terrence.
Jesus Christ, little Iceman, little Ice.
He got. Did you see he got shout out by the Rockets? The Rockets are giving him.
He's going to the first round.
Two game tickets. 2 tickets to the first 2 games.
That's kind of crazy.
Pretty sick.
It's kind of crazy. Shout out to the Rockets being a great organization. I think I have to go with the Unks though. I think I have to go with the boys from the Bay. I think Curry's been playing great. He had the one game where he only was held to like 2 points.
That was crazy
by the Rockets, which was crazy because like Dylan Brooks was
okay.
Hugging
the
him.
Rockets are a very good defensive team.
Yes,
and they got. I mean, they got Brooks. They got
Thompson,
who's like probably one of the best defense players in the league.
I mean, De'Aaron Fox said he's like the guy when it comes to like being an all-around basketball player. He's the guy.
And then they got
Şengün.
Yep. He's been
Baby Yoke,
pretty good. I mean, Jalen Green's been playing really good too. I don't know. I think it just comes down to depth, and I think the Rockets have it. So
but to me, I don't think it's going to be depth that wins it. I think it's going to be experience, and I think it's.
And then I think if they lock down Curry, I don't think the Warriors.
Jimmy Butler can still get you about 25. Jimmy Butler can get you about 25.
I mean, to me, another thing about depth is like it takes one injury for the Warriors to kind of ruin their season.
Knock on wood, but like Curry rolls his ankle or something.
Yeah,
playoffs are over, right? And Buddy Hield has been Buddy Hielding.
Yeah,
you don't know if he's gonna go 7 for 10 or if he's gonna go 0 for 7.
Podziemski could probably take Curry's spot if he gets hurt, but I don't know. Moving on to the East, we got the Bulls and the Heat playing in the play-in tournament, and then we got the Hawks and the Magic playing the tournament. To me personally,
I got Heat culture.
I got the Bulls.
I got Heat culture. Tyler Hero's been balling, and the Adebayo's been looking.
No Diddy, Josh Giddey has been balling out.
All right,
he's been balling out. I'm not even gonna lie. Have you seen?
I see what you did there.
Have you seen him? His stats.
I saw the half-court shot. But
have you seen his stats? He's like averaged a triple-double this month.
I have not seen it.
Last month too.
I haven't seen it. Again, to me, it's just all about like
shout out to Kenny. Shout out to Kenny Beecham.
Oh my god. Yikes.
Shout out King of the fourth quarter.
Yikes. But to me, like the playoffs, it all comes down to like experience, and it comes down to if you know how to win, right? So,
but I mean,
and I think that the Heat are just built upon winning. Like I don't want to sound like that guy, but Heat culture is a real thing, and I think that Wade County is going to show up.
I don't know.
I also think that the Bulls.
I don't think it really matters who wins because you're either playing the Cavs or the Celtics, and they're not going to win.
Yeah.
I mean, same thing for the Magic and Hawks.
No,
Personally, I got the Hawks. I mean, I got the Magic.
the reason why I'm saying is because this Magic team has been looking good. I don't know what it
Yeah.
is, but like Paulo Banchero has looked good. Jalen
has not
Suggs
been
has looked
bad.
good. Wagner's been looking
Yeah.
good. Like they look like a team that
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be this
They got
year.
depth. They got pretty good.
That's
They got
what I-
Anthony Black. They got Cole Anthony.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but I feel like in the next couple years,
I
this
think they
Magic
just
team
need
is going to
one.
be.
They need one key player to
What?
get them to the promised land.
What's that? Like a star or a point? I don't think. I don't know.
Like if they would have had a De'Aaron Fox,
Yeah.
or maybe like they would have gotten Jimmy Butler
Yeah.
as a mentor to those young guys, they probably would have been pretty good. Like pretty scary.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But I definitely do think I have this Magic team coming out. I definitely have this Magic team coming out of the play-in tournament. Playing the Celtics, though, we can work from bottom to top. I don't know. Playing the Celtics.
I got Celtics.
Yeah, I got to take them.
Knicks Pistons. Pistons have been playing very well. I think it'll be go to a game 7 in my opinion.
I still got the Knicks.
I still
coming
think
out
the
of it,
Knicks got it if it's at home for sure.
though. And I definitely think Cat is going to turn it up.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be the piece that wins this.
Or Brunson.
Yeah. This matchup is interesting because they've matched
Pacers,
up
Bucks.
so many times in the playoffs up
I
to
don't
this
know.
point.
In my opinion, I really haven't seen Halliburton play very well.
Yeah.
So I think it really just depends on how Giannis plays.
Yeah.
And
And respectfully, Miles Turner is not
And
holding Giannis.
I think
at
it would be a
all.
no-brainer to the Bucks if Dame was still healthy.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Still got Kuzma.
Kevin Porter Jr. has been balling out.
Yeah.
From what I've seen. So I mean, I think that'll probably go like a 6 or 7 series too. I'll give it to the Bucks.
Look, if Giannis plays like he's the third best player in the league,
They're
right.
gonna win.
I mean, because really, on a night-to-night basis, if someone argued with me that Giannis is the number one player in the league,
Yeah.
there's nights where you can literally make the case, and it's like, yeah, he might be the most
I mean,
dominant
he was
player
number
we've ever
3 or
seen since
4
Shaq.
in MVP voting this year.
Yeah, like there's an argument every night that he's the most dominant player we've ever seen since Shaquille O'Neal, right? So when you get someone like that, it's literally you can never tell what they're gonna do.
Yeah. And then we got Cavs versus Bulls or Heat. I don't really think it
It's
matters.
Cavs. I don't care who wins. I don't care what happens, unless literally
Unless somebody like
knock
if
on
Donovan
wood,
Mitchell gets
Donovan
hurt,
Mitchell shatters his fibula
or
and Evan
Mobley,
Mobley
or
breaks his
Allen.
neck. Like, yeah.
I
Then
know.
at that point, the series is over. But then at that point, you still have Darius Garland who can still give you about 40. So.
All right. For this NBA stuff,
I mean, we've spoken a little bit, but MVP.
we'll talk about the first round, and then in the next episode, the next podcast, depending on when that is, it'll probably
Yeah.
be pretty soon. We'll go into the second round.
Just to give you guys some dates, playing tournament, April 15th through the 18th. So that is tomorrow through the end of the week. And then the playoffs begin April 19th. So tune into your TVs. See if we were right. Let us know in the comments.
we might talk about this. I mean, we could talk about this before, after the games, the playing games, just to get like a better idea. But yeah, that'll be it on this NBA topic. All right, moving on. We got some other topics, little topics to talk about to finish off this episode. A lot of important things have happened. MLB season started a week or two ago.
Yes.
My San Diego Padres are number 1 in power rankings. They're
Repping.
playing very well, undefeated at home.
They are playing very well.
They're going through some injuries and they're still winning games.
Yeah. They are scary. I would say that.
I mean, it's kind of a blunt topic to talk about because the season kind of just started and there hasn't
Right.
been a lot of stuff happening. But
Yeah. I mean, I think the number one thing that we can talk about MLB wise is like, obviously we talk about standings. You see, you got Padres and then you got Dodgers and then you got teams underperforming like Baltimore Orioles. But
to talk about MLB with this topic a little bit, we can talk about the power rankings. Bleacher Report walk off. I got this from their Instagram. They have the Padres number 1, Dodgers number 2, Giants number 3, Cubs number 4, Phillies number 5, Mets 6, Tigers 7, Yankees 8, Angels 9, and the Blue Jays 10.
Angels, not a name I expected to hear.
That's pretty crazy to me. Another thing to talk about, we got some teams like the Pirates who are 27.
Yeah.
We got a team, the Cardinals are 24. The Braves are 22.
Yeah, they have
There's a
not
lot of
been
teams
great.
that are kind of not playing very well. Astros are 18.
Yeah.
Your Orioles,
Orioles
are
not
20.
looking great. Not looking great.
So I mean, like I said, it's just the beginning of the season, but
yeah, things can turn around.
to see
but
right now what the teams are doing, like I said, my Padres are number 1. I like what we're doing.
I think the two teams that we thought that were going to be great, Padres and Dodgers are doing great.
I'm surprised with the Giants.
Yeah,
I'm surprised with the Cubs.
very.
I'm surprised with the Mets, the Phillies, like the Tigers are number 7.
Yeah,
The Yankees are number 8. They're kind of down there.
I thought the Yankees would be 3.
The Angels being number 9.
Yeah,
That's kind of crazy to me. I don't know.
yeah. I have not been keeping up with baseball that much. I've been keeping up with the big teams, like obviously the Padres, Dodgers, the Yankees, and the Baltimore Orioles. But like besides that,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Well, we'll talk about it every episode.
I think the number one thing that I did want to talk about with MLB. What do you think about the new torpedo bats?
They're legal. I don't
Yeah.
really think there's a problem in it. If everyone can use them, then everyone can use them. There's not really a problem. I mean, I would see a problem if they were illegal, but obviously they found a little legal loophole. So
I think it's good for the sport. Honestly, I mean, it makes it more entertaining.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, what Barry Bonds said in the interview, he said you still got to be able to hit the ball.
Yeah,
like it doesn't matter.
You got to put bat to ball.
Yeah, you got to put barrel on the ball. You just made the barrel. You didn't make it bigger. You just made it longer on the bat. That's it. Right. So still got to hit the ball.
We'll switch into some other important news that's gone. I would say I'm a little bit of an avid golfer, as you know.
Are you really?
I am. The looks may not look like it, but you know, my pops. Shout out my dad. He's gotten me into golf. I don't know why you're laughing.
You said it might not look like it.
I have a pretty good handicap. I'm just joking. I don't, but I do like to play golf. It's a very fun sport.
Now watch this drive.
The most important week in golf had happened this week.
The
Masters.
I do know the Masters.
Unfortunately, my least favorite golfer won the Masters, and Rory McIlroy. Not a fan of him. Off the course stuff has been pretty bad. He's not a great human being, in my opinion, from what I've heard from a lot of things. I mean, you got to respect him as a golfer. He just won the biggest tournament in the whole year. It only took him 15 plus years to win it. Appearances.
There you go.
And he did win the Grand Slam. He won the career Grand Slam, U.S. Open, British Open. I can't remember the other one. U.S.
Not a clue. Don't look at me.
He won the Grand Slam. And that's pretty impressive. I guess congrats to him, even though I didn't really want him to win. I wanted my boy Bryson DeChambeau to win. So yeah, you'll get it next year, Bryson. I believe in you.
Does Tiger Woods still have a chance?
No, he's too old.
No. Okay. Just wanted to throw out the question.
I mean, he's still like pretty good, but
always a fun topic.
He's always getting hurt, bro.
I know.
And he didn't play the Masters because he tore his Achilles.
Always a fun topic to talk about people who are great on the course, but maybe not the best human beings.
Yeah.
Obviously, Tiger Woods is the name that comes to mind, but great golfer. Probably go down as one of the greatest, if not the greatest golfer of all time.
Yeah.
But who knows? Who knows? Still got a chance. Maybe the next Woods we see win a Masters will be his son,
Charlie. I don't know.
Charlie's been looking pretty decent.
He needs to
lock in.
He needs to get some more experience.
Yeah.
Maybe get some college experience in. But
possibly.
To end off this episode, we're gonna have a little outro, but we'll talk about. I have a fond interest in the UFC.
I do as well.
I like the UFC.
The Scouser.
The Scouser.
The Scouser.
Patty Pimblett wins.
Strikes again.
Patty Pimblett wins. I mean, it was just the craziest fight ever. Michael Chandler is a great fighter.
I thought he had him.
I don't know.
But what do you say?
I mean, we're going to talk about the top 2 fights for UFC 313. I mean, I thought Chandler, in my opinion, even though I am a Patty fan, I thought Chandler might have won because Chandler is a dog.
I love Patty. I love Patty. Patty the Patty.
But Patty, I don't know if you saw that. He kind of put him in a blender, like he kind of like destroyed him. He split his chin open. And was just
that knee was disgusting.
And just sitting there, just hitting.
As soon as I seen that he took Chandler down, and Chandler's a way better wrestler than Patty.
Yeah.
As soon as he took him down against the cage, I was like, oh yeah, this fight's over. He's got him. And then like Patty took a shot in the beginning, like in the first round.
I mean, they were going at it in the first round, and then the second round happens, and it was just like, well, Patty is taking this right now.
What they say? Almost
Scousers don't get knocked out.
We don't get knocked out.
They don't get knocked out.
You know, but
Patty won.
Always a fun fight to see Patty.
I think I think he deserves a better fight. Like he deserves a title shot pretty soon.
I think a lot of people need to stop with the whole he's Dana's favorite. Like at the same time, Conor was Dana's favorite, but Conor's also one of the greatest UFC strikers we've seen of all time.
Yeah.
Right? He's also up there when we talk about like top 10 GOATs of UFC, you can't not say Conor McGregor. Right? Even if it's an honorable mention, you have to say his name. I think that Patty's had good fights. A lot of his fights have been older people, but like at the same time, you have to work his way up.
He's still showing himself. Like he's
Yeah,
still
that's
having.
what I'm saying.
He's never gotten knocked out.
Yeah, it's not like
From what I've seen,
it's not like he's barely getting over on these old guys. His last fight, sure, he barely got over.
He's won in knockouts. He's never. I don't think he's won in a decision. I mean, I think he probably has, but
not his last fight. I think he won a decision.
no, he put an armbar on Bobby Green and snapped his arm and knocked him out. But yeah, and then we'll go into the big fight of the night, the title fight.
Volk wins it again.
Ilia Topuria vacated his title, and it was just up for grabs between Diego Lopez and Volkanovski. In my opinion, I don't know if you watched this full fight. I watched this full fight. It was fight of the year. It was insane. They were throwing haymakers at each other in all rounds, in all 5 rounds.
Really?
Like headshot after, like, it was crazy.
Looking at the scorecard here, or just the significant strikes and total strikes, Volk was whooping on him when it came to like total strikes. He threw more, landed more. He had a higher percent of his strikes.
But he did only get 1 takedown out of 11. Which is great on Diego Lopez's part.
But at the same time, Lopez didn't get 1 takedown. He didn't even attempt one.
I mean, the stats aren't going to say it, but if you watch that fight, it'll tell you like it was a dog fight. Diego Lopez put up a great fight.
I'm also seeing here Lopez had a knockdown on Volk. So
no, he got knocked down.
Oh, Lopez got knocked down. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Misread the stats.
Yeah.
But even here, like again, stats don't say it all, but like. Just to say the fact, a championship fight went to 5 rounds and they're throwing 200 punches. This wasn't a like pace around. No. Wait. This was a dog fight.
It was a dog fight. Obviously, Volk got it in the end. But I mean, from the previous fights from Volk with Islam and Ilia, he got knocked out both times. There were some times in that fight I thought maybe he was going to get knocked out because there was times where he got punch crate like really hard and he was falling back. He didn't get knocked down, but he was falling back. Like I thought for sure like maybe he would get knocked out.
Does this put Volk in conversations of being one of the greatest at his weight?
He already is one of the greatest UFC fighters ever. But I mean, he's easily top 5, top 10. I think pound for pound too. But you know. We'll see. I think they should rematch just because of how good that fight was. Dana even said they got fight of the night. They got the fight bonus. I think it was just a great fight all around. Like I said, it was a dog fight. So I think they should run it back, or I don't know.
You know, this is honestly a great comeback victories for Volk after losing to Makhachev twice, and then obviously losing to Topuria last year. To be able to come back and actually get another championship.
He looked like himself.
Yeah, he looks good.
He looked like his prime self.
He looked like he wasn't letting the moment get to him.
But that is the end of the UFC topic.
I think we got time for a debate, a little small one. Some small. I think we talked about it over the over little intermission as we were fixing the camera. So, where would you rank Kevin Durant as in your top scorers of all time? Because for me personally, I told you I would have him 1 or 2, and the only person I have
top 3 or maybe top 5.
Maybe Carmelo Anthony.
Top 3 or maybe top 5.
Top 3 or top 5.
I mean,
what would make him slip to 5? Do you think?
I don't know. I mean, he probably is top 3.
Yeah,
but I mean, you got to put Curry up there. Obviously, you said Carmelo is your number 1.
Yeah,
but KD
60 no assists.
From what I've seen in my whole life of watching him, like not even LeBron could stop him.
Yeah, has he pulled Maestro in his prime? Jesus Christ. 7 foot, crazy wingspan, hezzy pull,
point guard,
get to the spot.
Moving, Curry's up there for scoring.
Yeah.
I mean, this might sound a little strange, a little crazy. I think Kyrie has to be up there at some point.
I think when it comes to sure. I think just being able to get a bucket, Kyrie's up there.
I think a couple years ago you could have said Luka.
I think end of his career you can still say Luka.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why Luka isn't in that conversation is because he plays basketball so differently than the people who are in this list. And then obviously,
this is probably gonna be insane. I think Wemby has to be up there.
Whoa!
No, are we talking about unguardable?
No, we're just talking about score, like the best scorers.
Well, I mean,
unguardable, yeah, sure.
Wemby. I mean, but if you think about it from that standpoint, I guess Wemby could be there at some point because Wemby can. I mean, I've seen Wemby shoot threes over just like like it's nothing. I've seen Wemby hit a midi like it's nothing. I mean, I think, in my opinion, not now, but at some point in the future, he'll be up there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, also you have obviously Allen Iverson's in that list somewhere.
Shaq.
Because
Shaq was pretty unstoppable.
Well, when I talk about like scorers, I mean like because he can't score at 3 levels, right? Yeah. Versus like Curry, AI, or barely even Curry. Curry barely gets to the rim anymore.
I guess D Wade could be up there.
I guess, but he wasn't really a jump stretcher. When I say like scorer, like all-time scorers, I mean like all levels of the field, busting you. Just KD,
Dirk,
Carmelo, Dirk, maybe even a little bit.
I mean,
Curry,
yeah,
Allen Iverson.
I mean, one could say prime D Rose, MVP season D Rose was kind of like that.
To me, he just doesn't have enough like. He doesn't have enough to be on that. But it's always great to talk about, just like our top, like highlights of the game. Yeah. Right. It's the same way we talk about handles. You got guys like Kyrie, Allen Iverson, Jamal Crawford.
You could also say Jordan, but I respect his game. Obviously, he's probably one of the best scorers of all time.
Because the thing is, like when we say scorers of all time, because now when we talk about guys like Jordan, who was number 3 on like all time scorers list,
but we're talking. He could shoot the ball.
Yeah.
During that time, no one was really shooting threes. He could shoot the ball pretty well.
And then obviously you got guys like LeBron James, who's the greatest scorer of all time when it comes to numbers. But at the same time, I'm not putting on a list with a guy like Carmelo Anthony or KD, who Carmelo will give you 60, no assists, and take like maybe 20 dribbles the whole game.
Yeah. I mean,
right? Phone booth buckets.
To end this off on my side, I think Westbrook has to go up there as well.
Yeah, at some point.
His prime
he's a triple double master. Like
I guess Jokic could be up there
possibly. I think when we see guys like Jokic and Magic and Westbrook, I don't think that they belong in score. I think they belong in like some of the greatest all around players, like the greatest like offensive weapons. But like when it talks about like just going to get a bucket, that's when you got the guys like Carmelo, KD, AI, Curry, Iverson, where they will just literally fry you, get to the bucket, or step back 3 or whatever they got to do. Yeah. All right, guys, that's going to do it for our return episode of the 2X Podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check the description for all the links to our Instagram, our TikTok, which we are going to start posting soon. Make sure you hit that like, follow, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, all the things so that we get, some follows, some attention.
We're trying to get there, but also bear with us. We are college students, like we said in the beginning of the video. Sorry for the long wait. Some things have come up. We had like spring break, Mardi Gras break, and stuff like that. We were away.
Yeah, had to change editors.
Yeah, a lot people change. So again, bear with us. We're gonna try our hardest to post frequently. You on the Instagram, you will know when we're posting. We will post, letting y'all know. Yeah. But this is the end of the video.
Yeah. Guys, send some stuff that you want us to talk about. If there's some like stuff outside of what's going on currently in sports, whether it's like
send us something to debate about. Yeah. Send us like
what's the greatest pizza chain? Like, I mean, guys,
send us something. We
big guys. We big guys. Let's chew on some topics. If you understand what I'm saying, right?
We can use some stuff to talk about.
100%.
Again, that could be anything. We watch movies.
We obviously we eat
video games and stuff. Yeah. We don't have to just debate about sports on here. We can be kind of fun with it. But
exactly.
But yeah, this has been the 2X Podcast, our return episode. I'm Connor.
And I'm David. Appreciate you guys so much. See you guys.